Hi there. Mars is moving into Cancer where he will be debilitated from May 10th until June 30th. And a lot of people are really kind of concerned about this because they are wondering or thinking that maybe the real estate market is going to crash and that we are going to have another episode like we did in 2007 and 2008. And I'm here to tell you there will be an adjustment in the prices with the real estate, but it's not anything like what we experienced back then. So do not worry. Now, people are not sure of what is going on because the economy is so volatile right now and interest rates are going up, which is making it more and more expensive to buy a home. So what happens is when the interest rates go up, then the price of homes comes down because people can't afford to pay exorbitant prices or high prices for homes. The other thing is that real estate is very much a location game. It's location, location, location. So while these are generalities, if you are living in an area where people are moving away from, it's going to be a lot easier to get a home than it is if you're living in an area where people are moving to. So what I'm talking about is basically generalities throughout the whole nation. But even in these hot spots, we are going to see some cooling down on the prices because not everybody can afford these accelerated prices and pay cash. They are going to have to get a loan. But what's happening is people, the inventory is very tight in these especially highly desirable areas because the people who are natives and are living here and don't have to move aren't moving because anything they get they're going to have to pay a lot more for, and it's going to cost a lot more as far as their mortgage goes. So they're staying put. Also, with more people coming in, it's causing a higher demand. So it does, since the supply is low, it does increase the prices. But at the same time, there aren't as many buyers because they can't afford the high mortgages or they want to wait and see what the mortgages are going to do. So as a result, what's happening is people are moving into apartments. The rental market is in very high demand right now. And being a person who just recently moved from one very desirable location to another, I can tell you that it's not easy. I was looking at the market. I was very interested in the real estate market to see what was on the market, possibly to buy. And it, like I just said, the sellers haven't quite gotten the idea that the prices are coming down. They're still thinking that it's during the COVID times when the prices were really high and they could get away with that, but they can't do that anymore. And what I noticed by observing the real estate market for purchases, that homes have been on the market a lot longer and the prices were coming down as the sellers started to realize that they couldn't get those high prices anymore because the buyers just aren't buying. K2 is in my fourth house because I'm a Cancer ascendant. I did a video all about K2 being in your fourth house. You want to check that out. But also being the Scorpio moon, K2's in my fourth house from my moon too. So that's a double whammy. So I was not going to buy any real estate. I was just very interested in seeing what was going on in the market. What I did do is I did have to rent something. That's what I decided to do to mitigate the karma with K2 being in my fourth house. But that, again, was not an easy feat. There's not a whole lot of rental properties out there that are available. There's a long waiting list. And so I was very fortunate, though, that I didn't have to wait a month and a half and 2 months to get in. I did luck out and find a place that I could move in fairly quickly. So I was very happy about that. But that's what's going on in the real estate market. It's the prices, yes, the prices are coming down, but and you have buyers who are hesitant to buy because the uncertainties there. They're not sure what's going on, and so they are not jumping at buying. So even though there is a slow or a low supply, there is also a lower demand as people are waiting to see what's going to happen. And so it's that confusion. So do I see a crash? No, I don't see a crash. Do I see an adjustment? Yes, I do see an adjustment. So my advice to you would be to sit tight. But if you do decide to buy, if you have an opportunity to buy, because some signs do have opportunities to buy at this time, either pay with cash, but do not overpay for anything. And the idea of buying something and to turn around and flip it right now is not really a good idea either, because the prices aren't really low enough. And if you have to do a major renovation, you won't get your money out of it. If you're just doing cosmetic things like maybe paint or change out some flooring or something like that, just basic, I'm not talking about moving any walls, gutting kitchens, redoing bathrooms, none of that kind of thing, just your basic cosmetic stuff. Yeah, if you find something, if you're lucky enough to find something at a decent price point, then you could probably flip it, but you're not going to be getting the gains, the high gains that you would get in a seller's market, a stronger seller's market. It's just not that. It seems like the tides are changing. So if it's in your chart, if it's in your cards for you to buy, do so, but do so at not an exorbitant rate. Make sure you look at all the comps. And if you can pay cash, that would be the better way to go. The mortgage rates will eventually settle down. I mean, real estate's cyclical, just like everything else, right? The stock market goes up and down, real estate goes up and down. If you can afford it and you can ride the wave and wait for the prices to come back up, which they will eventually do, then yeah, go ahead and do it. But otherwise, sit tight and wait a little while. Like I said, Mars moves on June 30th. He won't be debilitated anymore after that point. So yeah, things will turn around. But the other thing is I want to mention about Mars being debilitated is that he can also produce, because Mars gives you the ambition and the drive to do things, he can also maybe quench your desire for going out there and buying a lot of real estate. Now, Cancer, which Mars is in, debilitated in, is a natural fourth house of the zodiac. So that's why we're looking at the real estate. But I will tell you this. I am welcoming the debilitation of Mars, because for the past couple of months, he's been out of bounds in Gemini and Taurus. And we have seen a lot of violence in the nation and the world. And people are fed up, they're angry, they're tired of being lied to. And the good part about that is that more and more people are speaking up and demanding that their needs be met, that their voices be heard. That's the good side. But the other side, all the violence, we can do without that. So with Mars being debilitated, yes, there's going to be some anger. Yes, there's still going to be some frustration, but it's going to be tamed down a bit. That's what he does. The flip side of that is, though, is that we have Jupiter, and we've been talking about this, Jupiter and Rahu in Aries, with the eclipse going over it, all this energy for new beginnings. With Mars being debilitated, yeah, you might not have all the energy that you would think that you would like to have to be able to take advantage of all this new positive energy that's coming through, being able to take advantage of the new beginnings, the new projects that you want to start. So I just say from May 10th until June 30th, just pace yourself. I know you feel tired and you're worn out. I mean, we have, as a nation, as the world actually, we have been through a lot. It's time just to take a deep breath, sit back, and enjoy the good that's coming in, and take it in stride. It's all going to be okay. No crisis. I don't see any major crises going on. So there you have it. But be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new videos. And go to my website. Visit me at www.michellebond007.com. And while you're there, be sure to subscribe to my free newsletter so that you don't miss any news. You'll always be informed. And book an appointment so you can see exactly how these planetary energies are going to unfold for you. Be inspired, be empowered, and I will see you next time.